Dear learners, welcome to the another e-lecture of Engineering Chemistry e-lecture series. In today's video, we will cover the topic lime soda process in detail, which includes cold lime soda process, hot lime soda process, advantages of hot lime soda process, and the comparison of hot and cold lime soda process. As in our previous video, we already discussed about the theory of lime soda process, what chemical reactions are actually involved in the removal of the hardness with the use of lime soda process, that we have already discussed in our previous video. The link of that video will be shared in the description box. Now let us begin with the cold lime soda process. In this process, water is treated with calculated amount of lime, that is calcium hydroxide, and soda, that is sodium carbonate, at the room temperature. So in this process, reactions are carried out at the room temperature. Basically, in cold lime soda process, the lime and soda are mixed with the hard water sample in the calculated quantity at the room temperature, and with the reaction of lime and soda with various hardness causing salts, the hardness causing salts are get precipitated, which can be further removed. So the cold lime soda process may be carried out by two types of softeners. First is the intermittent type softener, which is also known as the batch process. Second one is the continuous softener. We will discuss both the process one by one. So cold lime soda process by intermittent type softener, that is the batch process. This process is suitable for small scale water treatment, and it is less continuous compared to the continuous process as implied by the name. So in this process, the softener used is called as the intermittent type softener. In this softener, the water tank containing two types of inlet. First is the raw water inlet, second one is the inlet for the lime, soda and coagulant, right? And raw water raw water is passed from one side, and the mixture of lime and soda is passed simultaneously from the opposite side, and stirring is started with the help of this stirrer. A small amount of precipitate from previous treatment is also added during the stirring. Why? Because these small amount of precipitate particles act as a nucleus for the new PPT. So by the time the tank fills up, the reaction is complete and thus stirring is stopped, and the precipitate allowed to settle down at the room temperature. The precipitate formed are finally divided, hence a small amount of coagulant like sodium metaluminate, aluminum sulfate may be added to this water sample so that the precipitate can easily settle down. At last, the sludge, which is the collected precipitate, can be taken out through the floating pipe so that no sludge can go with the clear soft water. The softened water is further filtered for the filtration process. So in this way, small amount of batches of hard water can be softened by the use of intermittent type softener. So two important things are there. First, this process is carried out at room temperature, and in the batch process, small amount of hard water sample are treated by the intermittent type softener, while in the continuous type softener, hard water supply is continuously, and this hard water can be continuously softened by the use of continuous type of softener. So this is the picture of the continuous type softener. In this continuous process, there is a continuous feed of raw water, lime and soda, and uninterrupted outflow of soft water is obtained. So from here the raw water is continuously supplied. From here lime, calculated amount of lime and soda is supplied. In between, stirrer is placed so that well mixing of the chemicals with the raw water can be obtained. In this process, the continuous softener also contains the wood fiber filter, which filters the small PPT particles so that no PPT can be moved through the soft water from here, right? So in this process, the softener consists of a big steel tank with two chambers. The inner chamber, this one, the inner chamber is provided with a stirrer, and outer chamber has two wood fiber filters. These are the wood fiber filters to remove the small particles of sludge. The raw water and the calculated amount of lime and soda and coagulant are fed through two opposite inlets, from here and from this way, into the inner chamber at the room temperature, and stirring is started so that the reaction of lime and soda is started with the hardness causing salts. Softening of water takes place in the inner chamber, and sludge in the form of precipitate settle down at the bottom in the outer chamber. Here the sludge is precipitate out, and the softened water goes upward in the outer chamber. From here the softened water goes upward, and this softened water passes through the wood fiber filters to ensure the complete removal of the sludge. The filtered soft water finally comes out continuously through the outlet provided here, and this process provides water containing a residual hardness approximately 50 to 60 ppm. So in this way the continuous process is carried out. So these are the two types of softeners which are used in the cold lime soda process, that is the process which is carried out at the room temperature. Now let us discuss the hot lime soda process, which is similar to the cold lime soda process, but the main difference is that this process is carried out at higher temperature, that is 80 to 150 degrees Celsius. So in this process lime and soda are added to the hot water sample at the temperature much higher, that is 80 to 150 degrees Celsius. Similar to the cold lime soda process, this process can be carried out in two types of softeners. One is the intermittent type softener, and second one is the continuous type of the softener. So similar to the cold lime soda process, the intermittent type softener is exactly same as the cold lime soda process, but the main difference is the use of heating rods here. Why? Because in the hot lime soda process we have to maintain the temperature 80 to 150 degrees Celsius. So to maintain this higher temperature we require the heating rods so that the water can be heated inside the softener. So this is the intermittent type softener in case of the hot lime soda process. So the hard water is filled into this treatment tank. Lime and soda are added in proper proportion, that is the calculated amount of lime and soda are added. The mixture is stirred to ensure the complete reactions. Finally the hardness causing salts get precipitated, which settle down at the bottom of the tank, which can be removed from the bottom, and the softened water can be removed from the upper part of the intermittent type softener. So this is the intermittent type softener of hot lime soda process. Second type of the hot lime soda process is the continuous softener. This softener is used for the softening of water at large scale. this continuous softener containing three main parts. First is the reaction tank, second is the settling tank, and third one is the scent filter. Basically, the reaction tank, this one is the reaction tank. In the reaction tank, raw water and chemicals are two different inlets added through the two different inlets. So raw water is from here and lime and soda from here. So in the reaction tank, lime and soda calculated amount and the raw water is also added in the reaction tank. This tank is also having a separate inlet for steam to maintain the higher temperature. The reaction starts and also complete in this tank because due to the steam inlet, the temperature is much higher in the reaction tank. In this tank, with the reaction of lime and soda, the different hardness causing salts get precipitated. Now all the contents of the reaction tank can be passed to the settling tank. So from the reaction tank, the content go to the next settling tank, in which sludge is get precipitated at the bottom of the tank and which can be removed by the sludge outlet valve from the bottom of this tank. Now third one is the scent filter. Clear and softened water from the settling tank passes to the filter vessel having layers of fine sand and coarse sand. The sand layers act as the filters and remove any suspended particles or precipitate. So from this sand filter, the softened water get filtered, and at the bottom of the sand filter we can obtain the softened filtered water which is free from the any type of precipitate or particle impurities. By this process we can obtain the water which containing the hardness 15 to 30 ppm as compared to the cold lime soda process where the remaining hardness in the water is above 50 ppm. So the efficiency of hot lime soda process is much higher as compared to the cold lime soda process. So what are the advantages of continuous hot lime soda process over the cold process? So due to high temperature, the precipitation reactions, basically what precipitation reactions of lime and soda with the hardness causing salts and precipitation of these hardness causing salts. So these precipitation reaction takes place rapidly due to the high temperature. Thus the reaction completes in the much less time. Only in 15 minutes the reaction gets completed. The residual hardness is much less than the cold process, as I already discussed that the cold lime soda process, the remaining hardness or residual hardness is 50 to 60 ppm, while in hot process it is only 15 to 30 ppm. Third one is due to rapid settling of precipitate, no coagulant is required, while in cold lime soda process there is the requirement of the coagulant for better precipitation or better settlement. Most of the dissolved gases like carbon monoxide, oxygen, carbon dioxide, etc. are also removed due to the higher temperature. Next, lesser amount of chemicals are required as softening capacity is higher, because due to the high temperature the temporary hardness is removed by the boiling, so less lime is required. Next is the viscosity of the softened water becomes low and hence its filtration becomes easier in the hot lime soda process. So these are some advantages of the hot continuous lime soda process. Now the comparison of the hot and cold lime soda process. First comparison parameter is the reaction rate. In cold lime soda process, reaction rate is slower, while in hot process the reaction rate is faster due to the high temperatures. Second parameter is coagulant requirement. In cold process, the coagulants are added to settle down the precipitate. while in hot lime soda process the coagulants are not required as the precipitate settle down quickly due to the decreased viscosity of water. Third parameter is fuel requirement. In cold lime soda process, the reactions are carried out at room temperature, so no fuel consumption. While in hot lime soda process, to maintain the high temperature, fuel is required. Next parameter of comparison is removal of temporary hardness. In cold process, temporary hardness is removed by adding of lime, while in hot process, temporary hardness is removed by the boiling because it is carried out at high temperature and hence lime consumption is less. Next parameter is time. In cold process, time taking for softening is higher, few hours is required, while in hot process time is required only in few minutes. Next parameter is residual chlorine, that means residual hardness, that means how much hardness remains in the water after softening. So in the cold lime soda process the residual hardness is 50 to 60 ppm, while in hot process it is only the 15 to 30 ppm. So in all we can conclude that the hot lime soda process is much efficient process for the water softening as compared to the cold lime soda process. So now it's time for the learning check. Please read the question display on your screen and think for this. In terms of efficiency, how does the hot lime soda process differ from the cold lime soda process? A. Both are equally efficient. B. Cold process is more efficient due to the higher solubility of lime. C. Hot process is more efficient due to better precipitation of impurities. And D. Hot process is less efficient due to the lime wastage. Yes, you are right. The option C is the correct option. That is, the hot process is more efficient due to better precipitation of impurities. Option A is both are equally efficient, which is incorrect. Option B, cold process is more efficient due to the higher solubility of lime. No, it is also the incorrect option. D, hot process is less efficient due to the lime wastage. It is also the incorrect option. So option C is the correct answer for this question. That's all for the today's video. Thank you so much. To unlock more awesome content, you can hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Thanks.